here in Akron, Ohio. I was an investigative news reporter, and the assignment was to find out who was the biggest drug dealer. I didn't want the assignment, thinking it might be a brother. I was told that's not what the assignment was about. It was about a power. Come to find out, every time there was a drug shortage in Akron, the prosecutors' votes would get raided. Then a hit was put out on me by the mayor and the narc unit. And the narc unit, they did a system-wide danger Mr. Hudson kind of thing. And it was because they didn't like the truth that was told. But here we are today in front of in front of John Brown's house. John Brown was a slave abolitionist. And what's important about John Brown and what he has done and what he decided to do and the people that supported John Brown, the importance of John Brown in Akron, Ohio. He was one of the persons that orchestrated the raid on the armory downtown. He believed and read that slavery was wrong in the Bible, and he gathered support to end slavery. And it's interesting, one of his primary funders was a black businesswoman who said, if this is successful, there's plenty more where that came from. Wondering, are we having any sisters or mothers funding the freedom fight for today? Certainly, I must agree with Sojourner Truth, who said, I could have freed far more if I could have convinced them they were slaves. I thought about that. And so this segment is going to be the Juneteenth celebration of awakening, and I guess we may call it Slavery Today. Now, if you want to play, we can play. It's a skill game, so it's legal. It's $ play cash cab, and I will lend a few wagers of information, and you can bet whether or not that's true or not. How about that? But in the meantime, we want you to understand the significance of John Brown, the significance of the supporters of the abolitionist struggle, and the understanding that abolitionists need to take up their cause, because you've been duped into thinking that we're free. And we're going to show you today how, and even wager with you. We bet you're not free. How much you want to wager? And how much is getting freedom worth? The Juneteenth celebration is really a celebration of a people who were held in darkness and slavery and loss of liberty longer than most were, and when they found out, they liberated themselves. And so Juneteenth is a celebration of coming from darkness of ignorance into the light of understanding and freedom. Okay? Just the knowledge of them being able to be free then caused them to work their freedom out. And today we need to understand how the very institutions and people you think were going to help you get free, institutionalized, and then the very purpose and aim split. Because once you institutionalize some things, then that very institution has a life and aims and priority of its own. We're looking at an opportunity for us to change the whole dynamic of the world, person by person, locally, with a global leverage. And there's a lot of slavery and injustice and terrorism in this world because it has metastasized throughout the lands and the world. And of course, they're trying to get to other worlds, and they're even bomb the place they go before they get there. These are genetically recessive world enders. Started out 9 European nations plus the Catholic Church in the early 1700s. They schemed and plotted a fraud against humanity, in that they were going to conquer and build up the Western world and take all of its resources using, first they intended the indigenous people of that land. But the Catholic Church, who had some favorites, decided no, use blacks in Africa. And so by that measure, the racism began as a construct of conquest and capitalism, excuse me, to explore, colonize, exploit, and export every viable resource of those people for the benefit, and make it a non-compensatable benefit for their genetically recessive world-ending aims. So understanding that we need to resurge, remember, when I say remember, I mean coalesce. Coalesce means to understand the harmony and unity that you seek, and then weed out everything that is not harmonic to that harmony and to that unity, while at the same time, while you're vetting that out, you're reaching in and bringing in and filling the billets and filling the positions and filling the purpose of those in the sacred community that knows it is time for the warriors, the dreamers, the inventors, the growers, the sacred community who understands that harmony is required, that this altruistic system is required. It is of divine nature, and that we can eliminate and the illusion of these evils. I'm Commander. If you want to know about me, just read Isaiah 55th. This is a damn near spot on. We're going to talk to you a little later. Enjoy John Brown House.